Internet of value at Ripple, we're thinking much bigger than just cross-border payments. It's kind of like Amazon with rare books in the early days, just this market happens to be a $10 trillion market.
We are at a historic turning point.
Said in the past that you are doing for money what email did for communication.
Moving the whole revolution forward. There's trillions of dollars parked around the world. XRP.
Is there a possibility that Ripple could take over Swift one day?
Well,
welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of 24 Hours Crypto. Let's get right into today's video. We are about to have an explosion in this crypto ecosystem. Ladies and gentlemen, strap in. We are going to go over a video today that only 25,000 people on this planet saw. And this is from the IMF, titled Future of Finance. And it is truly remarkable who is sitting on this panel. Where you are going to hear the introduction straight from the panel. I'm going to play a lot of clips from this panel, and I'm going to save you the time. The important parts we're going to cover. We're going to have to do another video about this because bombshells were dropped on bombshells. Truly, truly remarkable. Let's set the tone right off the bat and never forget, okay? Do not underestimate what is going on right now with, Ripple, XRP, and the fact that you heard Patrick Witt a couple days ago. As you guys know, he is the executive director at the White House, right? Pretty much the right hand to President Trump when it comes to digital assets. And remember, he's not some random guest when he talked to Brad Garlinghouse when he said this.
And so, Ripple and others that are building the financial infrastructure for this new crypto economy that is built on top of it. So I think you're going to be talking about, a market cap into the, tens of trillions, even beyond what it is right now.
This guy was literally part of the U.S. Defense Department's top innovation command, okay? He oversaw agencies like DARPA, the same people who built the foundation of the internet, the GPS, and every major tech revolution before it, okay? So the fact that he's telling you, well above, trillions of dollars that are coming to this ecosystem and everything that we have told you on this channel, words cannot describe it. But you're gonna hear exactly what they say here, okay? But let's set the tone first with, look who's on this panel. Every single entity that we talked about, they're on this panel. Remember, we said they're all working together. The World Bank, the IMF, the Monetary Authority of Singapore, JP Morgan. It is crazy.
Very telling that we are here in this blockbuster headline panel with so many folks here to talk about crypto. I think it's the first time that it's really had top billing like this. So I'd love to introduce our distinguished panelists for this discussion. Omar Farouk is the co-head of global payments at JP Morgan. And applause. Durjan Chia is the managing director of the Monetary Authority of Singapore. Kristalina Georgieva, the managing director of the IMF. Jeremy Allaire is the CEO and founder of Circle. And Ajay Banga is the president of the World Bank.
Thank you.
And it's really great that we have everybody here because I think everybody comes from a very different perspective. We've got the stable coins and the traditional old school banks and the central bankers and the IMF and the World Bank. So it's really great for us to talk about the future of finance, crypto.
And if you don't believe what Patrick Witt was telling you, listen to what head of digital assets at JP Morgan says about their payment infrastructure. And keep in mind, their payment infrastructure right now, is not utilizing blockchain technology. But he's just telling you the numbers that they're doing on their regular infrastructures.
Money, we move their money, we help them accept money, we help them send money. So all those things. We run the biggest payments platform in the world. On any average given day, we will move between 10 and 11 trillion dollars. With a peak going above 15, which I don't think any bank actually has ever gotten to anywhere close to that number.
Absolutely incredible. And you heard the moderator say, earlier, the blockbuster headline panel, right? And then listen to what the head of the IMF says here about who wishes they bought Bitcoin when it was a cent. People didn't understand it. People didn't trust it. Right now, you guys know that Ripple has created a network of trust. So important. We have been telling you that since day one, and it is playing out perfectly. But listen to what she says about this. And
it was year 2008 when the famous paper of author unknown on Bitcoin was published. Today, Bitcoin is a dominant part of the crypto assets, and crypto assets represent 7% of assets in the United States. $4 trillion from zero to 4 trillion over a relatively short period of time. And actually, when I go back in history, remember 2009, Bitcoin comes to life, 2010, 2011. How much was one Bitcoin? 1 cent.
Should have bought it.
1 cent. So how many of you here are saying, I wished I bought $100 of Bitcoin then? But the message I want to convey is that at that time, it was a completely new thing. Not much trust was put into it.
Knowing what we know about XRP and the trust that they have created, this digital asset, not only is it going to flip Bitcoin, and when I say flip Bitcoin, not in the value of Bitcoin, so XRP is not going to go to $100,000. We're talking about the market capitalization. So Bitcoin right now is currently trading at $2 trillion, the market cap. XRP's market cap is going to flip their Bitcoin market capitalization. So XRP's market cap, once utility, everything kicks in, is going to be well above Bitcoin's store of value market cap. Keep in mind that a utility token's market capitalization will be 100% higher than a token that is considered a store of value in this stock market 2.0. That is a fact, zero doubt, 100% going to happen. You will see XRP number one. Oh my goodness, it is going to be truly, truly remarkable. But you heard what was said here, right? And then when you listen to Jeremy Allaire telling you, and bombshells were dropped on this. We're going to have to do another episode on this, but when he talks about we are at the early stages, these transactions are going to million X. Like we haven't seen anything. We have seen zero real world use case right now, and we are months away. They're pushing for it for the end of this year.
Very high velocity money that any person in the world can connect to and utilize. That's just never been possible. So I think we're in the early stages. I think that we need to be thinking in several orders of magnitude in scale in terms of like transactions and utility. Several orders of magnitude in scale in terms of like transactions and utility. So I think we'll see. I don't know if it's 5 years or 10 years or 15 years, but we'll sort of, I believe, see like a million X increase in the amount of transactional activity in the world. That poses completely new challenges for how we think about regulation in that world. And so there are a lot of new things to think about, but we're in the early days, very, very early days of this monetary phenomenon. We're in the early days, very, very early days of this monetary phenomenon. It's great to be collaborating with everyone who's here, in fact, because we're all thinking about this together.
I mean, I think the fact that you're sitting here in between the president of the World Bank and the IMF, tells us something about where how much of this is the future of the financial system. So Ajay, how do you see the...
And remember, I've told you, they know each other. They've been working directly or indirectly. My goodness, the accuracy on this channel just blows my mind every time these individuals open their mouth now. They are becoming more vocal about what they are doing, because the closed door meetings that took place where we told you exactly what was going on, now they're telling you on panelists, okay? And the fact that, they're telling you, that, the fact that he says, oh, I've known, Jeremy Allaire for a very long time. Yeah, folks, this has been a coordinated effort amongst all of these individuals, and Ripple and its digital asset XRP is sitting center stage. For the ones that doubt that, please go educate yourself. But the ones that see this, you guys already know it is, like I said, you don't have to listen to me say $100 XRP is going to happen 100%. You are telling me that's going to happen 100% at this point, right? Like, there is no questioning that. You guys are so well educated on this ecosystem and you guys know exactly what's going to happen. As much as it sounds crazy to the pigeon heads, of course it is, but incredible. Listen to what he says here.
You see the opportunities here around digital payments, around stable coins or Bitcoin or other crypto. I know you focus heavily on the developing world, for instance.
Yes, I've been hanging around with this guy for too long, and I've known him from my prior career when we used to, at MasterCard, when we actually used to meet and talk frequently, because he was one of those who understood that the way forward for this idea and this technology, what he just described as a redefining of the internet to make it more user for this kind of work, he was the one who was willing to do this within the realms of guidelines and regulation, always, from day one. And I think that's a distinguishing feature of Jeremy Ann's circle that we should not forget to acknowledge as we discuss this, which is why I'm glad he's on this panel.
Why didn't you buy his company then?
Huh?
Why didn't you buy his company then?
Why didn't I buy his company? Because he didn't want to sell, because he's bloody smart and knew he's going to make a lot more money if he stuck it out, right? Which is why I was patting him on the hand, because my last board meeting as MasterCard CEO, he was the guest speaker. And the logic was, this is only the beginning. There's more to come. Listen to him. It will be interesting.
Wow, absolutely remarkable. Remarkable. $15 trillion in one day at peak. Okay, averaging about over $11 trillion on a daily basis. These are updated numbers. Okay, remember it was $10 trillion. These are updated numbers, anywhere between 11 trillion to 13 trillion just from JP Morgan alone. Okay, and then you got not Christine, but I forgot her last name, but the head of the IMF telling you who wishes they bought Bitcoin at, a penny. And then you have Jeremy Allaire telling you we are at the early stages and you guys know XRP is going to be utilized within USDC. And the people that don't understand that, I'm going to do another episode on this. But we are at very early stages of this.
That has to work on the open internet. It has to work interoperably with anyone, anywhere. That's how we're going to solve this problem. And I think we're really close. I mean, USDC itself we've seen over $3.5 trillion of transactions directly on the internet between counterparties. And so if we can, improve it with more scalable blockchain technologies like, Brad's company provides, and we can make this extremely low cost to move.
And, the World Bank coming out and saying, this has been long in the making, folks. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I do appreciate every single one of you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. But the markets are right now oversold. And we are about to see one of the most epic rallies in this crypto ecosystem, and that is why I'm setting up myself right now with some of the trades on Bitunix, on 2bit. There is exclusive welcome bonuses, deposit bonuses for 2bit. If you deposit $4,000, you get an $800 trial fund where you could be trading with, okay? And any profit that you make off of that, you could withdraw immediately. Wait until you guys get the $800 if you guys deposit the $4,000 or the $10,000. If you deposit $10,000, you get a $1,500 deposit bonus. And for Bitunix, if you deposit $2,000, you get a $400 deposit bonus. And if you deposit $1,000, you get a $200 deposit bonus. And any profits you make, you can withdraw immediately. But wait until you guys get the bonuses, and then if you want, you could withdraw the $2,000 if you don't feel comfortable. But you could also try their demo trading, okay, on 2bit. All you got to go is go down to futures, and you will see demo trading where you get funds that are just for practices. But Zcash, I'm sure you guys have heard, Zcash is absolutely going crazy. And I actually got into a trade for Zcash. The timing of this was truly, truly remarkable. I was doing a little bit of research, but it was very, very, like I said, very risky on my end. But I've been in this ecosystem for a very long time to know and, vary out my risk when you're doing this. So we had a $500 margin with 41x, which is almost up 2,000%, $6,200. And we actually, honestly, I bought Zcash and I was going to sell it the next day. I was just doing some moving around, and then Zcash took off. So right now, I got into Zcash even for spot and also for a trade here, which is truly remarkable. But like I said, this was 100%, you could say a little bit of luck, okay? But for BNB, for XRP, we are putting in trades right now, and we are going to be putting up major trades on Bitunix, okay, for XRP and along with SUI. Everything is oversold right now. Every single thing is oversold. Watch these markets very carefully, okay? Do not utilize your long-term bags when you are trading for this. Leverage trading is not meant for everybody. There is risk associated with this. I want you guys to understand that. Do not do this if you're accumulating. If you're accumulating like bags, do not do this. Just keep accumulating, focus on spot. And this is for individuals that have been in this ecosystem for a very long time and want to leverage their digital asset and practice and also potentially open up new opportunities, okay? So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I do appreciate every single one of you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. The lives are going to be starting Monday, okay? The lives are going to be starting Monday. I want to be documenting my trades, take advantage of the deposit bonuses. So if we do open trades, you do have the deposit bonuses that you could be utilizing on 2bit and on Bitunix. The links are in the description down below. But we are at ground zero right now, okay? The reversal, I don't need to say anything, okay? Just don't over leverage. But in terms of the reversal that's coming into this ecosystem right now is going to be absolutely insane. It is going to be absolutely insane. You could talk down all you want because guess what? The long-term holders are already in profit. And at the end of the day, Zcash, no one's buying Zcash anymore. This is priced out, right? No one's going to buy $700 for one Zcash. I got in. If I could actually bring that up, I'll cover it in my lives when I do it, okay? But let's see how far Zcash goes. With Zcash, there might be a little supply shock because it has 16 million in circulation. So let's see how this ends up. But we are on, and I'm going to be taking profits on Zcash very, very soon, okay? If I might even take profits as soon as I get off this, maybe if it peaks at 766 again, completely close the trade, maybe take 50% off. But for spot, I will be holding it just for a little bit longer, but I will keep you guys posted. But truly, truly remarkable. The blockbuster headline panel, which we connected all the documents before. Remember, all these individuals, I said they're working together, and now they're telling you exactly what's about to happen.
There'll be lots of liquidity for cross-currency and cross-border payments, and it'll become a settlement system that will be of high value.
It started with a vision, now it's spreading wide. SLT's the token, it's our DJ pride. 24-hour crypto, leading the call. Bringing XRP believers, united we stand tall. First ledger's on fire, trades like the scene. SLT's the movement, power in the dream. From the memes to the moon, we're making it real. 100 XRP, that's the deal. I salute you, you salute me. Together in XRP we believe. From the trenches to the skies we see. XRP to 100 destiny.
As long as a specific asset class actually starts moving on-chain wholesale, and you get true hockey stick adoption.
This ain't just a token, it's a battle cry. For those who know, XRP will fly high. Salute is the name, SLT the ticker. First ledger's buzzing, trades getting quicker. Building the future, brick by brick. In a world powered by Ripple, the vision will stick. We're more than a meme, it's a movement strong. XRP believers, let's prove them wrong. I salute you, you salute me. Together in XRP we believe. From the trenches to the skies we see. XRP to 100 destiny. 24-hour crypto, the captain of the crew. SLT's the anthem for the bold and true. Through the dips and the pumps, we stand and fight, believing in the ledger, in the dawn's bright light. I salute you, you salute me. Together in XRP we believe. From the trenches to the skies we see. XRP to 100 destiny. So raise your SLT, let the world hear the sound. XRP believers, we're Ripple bound. From the memes to the charts, the vision is clear. Salute to the future, the time is near. I salute you, you salute me. Together in XRP we believe. From the trenches to the skies we see. XRP to 100 destiny.
So I think you're going to be talking about, market cap into the, tens of trillions, even beyond what it is right now,
The XRP community has been ready for this moment.
We started building RippleNet with the thesis that crypto liquidity would eventually be able to support robust global payments, large payments. RippleNet was designed so that customers seeing the benefits of our fiat-based network could flip the switch to ODL once the market was mature enough. And this is exactly what's happening. Flip the switch.
I think what we're building has, it's solving a real problem. And I think all of the tokens, my advice to anybody would be, understand the utility. If there's real utility and there's real value being delivered to a real customer, there will be value in the token.